Welcome back to SuicideFantasyFootball.com. Week 11, giving you an update on what's going on the waiver wire and who you should sit at the wide receiver position. Jim, the number one guy. If you listen to us, he's already on your roster.
Correct.
Because we told you to pick him up last week. He was the number one guy.
Still available. 45% of the league.
Which is crazy.
Ridiculous. At least on Monday he was available. I didn't check it out this time when we're doing it. But Laurent Robinson.
I like Lauren. I like to call him Lauren.
Yeah, you would. And he's a better option than Des Bryant right now. He's the number one guy. He's scoring.
He's a better option than Jason Witten.
Yeah,
he's the number one
guy.
Besides DeMarco Murray, he's the number one guy on the Cowboys.
I would take him above DeMarco Murray right now.
Nah, not I.
But he's the guy right now in Dallas, and he's scoring not little 30 yards and a touchdown. He's going for 110 and a touchdown.
Now, you think the Redskins are going to kill the Cowboys, but you still think Laurent Robinson...
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be 42-35, 42-38 kind of
Got
thing.
it.
I think Tony Romo does almost as good as Rex Grossman, but I think that he throws probably 3 touchdowns.
Next guy, I love Denarius Moore, Jim. I was a big Jacoby Ford supporter. Since Carson Palmer's been in there,
you've been on like 3 different Raiders chalk this year. You started off.
I was never on Darius Hayward base.
You were on who was it? Chaz Shillings at first.
Preseason, I was.
Then you were Chaz Shillings, Jacoby Ford, Denarius Moore.
Jacoby Ford, I still think if he didn't get hurt, he's the man.
Right.
Carson Palmer loved him, but Denarius Moore stepped in and looks good. As long as Jacoby Ford's not playing, Denarius Moore is a definite pickup in fantasy football.
Yeah. And coming through with A.J. Green out for a week or two, Jerome Simpson is a definite play.
Stoner is good.
Yep, gotta love him. He's going to be the only guy they're throwing the ball to. I mean, they have a couple of
not picking him up to put him in my car, but picking him up on my fantasy football
Not
roster.
accepting a package from him.
No.
But can be on my fantasy football team.
Definitely.
Jerome.
All right, talk about your boy. I made you call.
Jason Hill is my boy. He will be on my Suicide Fantasy Football team this week. He's not super ridiculous production. He's 5 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown. He's gone for over 60 yards, I think was the number the last 4 or 5 weeks. He's Gabbert's number one target. I'll take a number one wide receiver on a team, even if they're not the best, most times in fantasy football.
I think Jason Hill's overrated, but my next guy is a guy who's overrated, and I'm admitting it.
Yeah.
But Cam Newton's number 2 guy.
If his name was Bill Smith and he didn't have dreadlocks, you would never pay attention.
Come on, that's not true. He's Cam Newton's number 2 guy, and it's Legadoo Nani.
LaFleur was his number 2 guy.
No, not anymore. Legadoo, dude. That's his man. That's his man crush. Greg Olson, but
you can't even spell Legadoo.
Legadu.
That's not how you do it.
That's how I wrote it there. So. All right, so Legadoo Nani, I'm not telling you to pick him up over the other guys we talked about. I'm also not telling you to pick him up over Harry Douglas, who we're going to talk about next. But I think he's a decent option. Cam's number 2 guy is going to put up points.
All right.
Harry Douglas.
If
Roddy White.
If Julio Jones. I think you go Harry Douglas.
Definitely.
He's a good guy. Even though I said sit Matty Ice, I probably would take Harry Douglas for a 1 week or a short-term kind of thing.
I'd put him behind Laurent Robinson and Denarius Moore as the number 3 guy.
Stop talking about your dreams.
If Julio Jones isn't playing. All right, now next guy.
Your long-term guy. That's your boy. I can't take credit for it. I'm going to let you call it. This is your long-term guy. This is Eric's advice.
This is my advice. If you've got an open roster spot, and again, you're preparing for the playoffs,
clinch the playoff
someone
spot
in your league drops Santana Moss, I think he could be a big producer the last few weeks of the season. So I'm just saying, if you've got room for him, plant him on your bench and get ready for Santana to come back and put up 100-yard games with long touchdowns like he can do the end of the season.
I'm saying he's the only guy on the team shorter than Rex Grossman. So I'm not loving it.
At the wide receiver position,
yeah,
it's all right.
He's okay. You can do a lot.
He's always been short.
Sure.
It ain't like he got short, Jim. So, and he's still got some speed. So that's my call for the long term. If I'm wrong, I'm sure Jim will remind me. So, all right, on to who we should sit this week in fantasy football.
Anybody named Mike Williams. I don't care what team he plays for,
yes,
who his quarterback is, where he went to college. Mike Williams, sit him.
Done.
Also,
anybody who wears orange and Tim Tebow's throwing you the ball.
Yes.
Sit him.
Eric Decker, whoever the other dude, the bums that they're
Eric
running
Decker.
out there
That's
now.
the only person you'd even think about playing
Is
right
Easy
now.
Ed McCaffrey still out there?
Eric Decker's Easy Ed McCaffrey.
Yeah, he's
It's the
Easy
same
Ed.
thing.
They got Darius Thomas, whatever his name is, Denarius Thomas. He looked good for a week with Tebow,
He looked
but
alright.
you know.
All right,
no
so the
use
next guy, we disagree. We're gonna agree to disagree because I think Deshaun Jackson is a sit until he proves himself, and you think Deshaun Jackson's a play.
Absolutely. He's playing against the Giants. He kills the Giants every year. There's no way that you sit Deshaun Jackson this week after they spanked him on his hand and they're taking money out of his pocket. He's living off of Drew Rosenhaus's credit cards. Did you hear that? He has no money. He's broke.
Yes.
He's living off Drew. I feel so bad for him. But you know, he's going to come out and he's going to get. I'm telling you, he's going to go to whether it's Vince Young or whether it's Michael Vick, he's going to go and do some us against them thing. This is our time to make our money. We're going to do this, whatever.
I could see him going to Vince Young being like, look, we both need contracts.
Let's get paid.
Let's get paid.
Throw me the ball.
We're 3-6. Let's get paid.
He's going to Keyshawn. He's going to Keyshawn. Throw me the goddamn ball.
I could see it happen, but at the same time, he's been horrible all season. He's played the
horrible.
Giants already and did nothing.
Yeah,
Why would it be different in New York?
He had 2 or 3 good weeks this year. Whatever.
Nothing.
And this guy, next guy,
Steve Breston.
you shouldn't be playing him anyway.
No. But you might have thought about it when Castle was in there.
Yeah,
and
he was
without
kind of coming
Castle,
on strong.
Dwayne Bowe's the only person on the Chiefs I'd be thinking about playing.
Yeah.
And only as a number 2 or flex instead of being the number 1 that he was with Matt Castle. So that's the wide receiver position. Check out the rest of our videos. Subscribe down below. Check out Blog Talk Radio, Monday night, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, Fantasy Football Overload. And check out SuicideFantasyFootball.com. The One Crazy Fan League is still open. It's free. Just mess around, get a feel for the game, and then you'll get hooked like crack.